up, everybody? One of the questions that continues to come up at the beach is, do I still need my big windsurfing sails? Now this is coming up because a lot of us this year have gotten into windsurf wave foiling. We're using big front wings on our foils. We're trying to ride as small a sail as possible so that we can really concentrate on surfing the board and the foil. So we don't need big sails for that anymore. But the question is, do you still need to keep your big sails? Well, it really depends. It's not a yes or no answer. So what are you doing? Are you racing? Are you doing free ride windsurfing? Are you doing freestyle windsurfing? Are you doing wave foiling, wave windsurfing? What are you doing? Do you like to race? Well, if you do, then you need to keep your big windsurfing sails because you're going to need to train on them and then you're going to need them to race. We don't have a lot of races here in the United States, but every spring there's a long distance race in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and a lot of guys love to go to that because there's not a lot of competitions except for that one. So they'll drive down there and you're going to need your big sails for that. You're going to need them to train on and you're going to need them to race on. If you love blasting on your free ride board in flat water, then for that purpose too, you're going to need to keep your big windsurfing sails. If I'm going to wave sail, it's going to be on a 4.7 or smaller, and other than that, I'm going to be foiling. So it really is going to depend on what type of riding you want to do. It's also going to depend on the water depth where you are. A lot of people who I know that ride in North Carolina in the Outer Banks, the water's really, really shallow there. And it's really hard to find a spot that you can foil. You can do it, there are spots, but sometimes you have to walk out to the water depth that you want, maybe as far as a quarter mile. And that's not all that fun. So if you're gonna sail down in a location like that, you might wanna keep your big sails so that you can ride your windsurfing board when the winds are lighter. When I started windsurfing, I had all the big sails. I had 8.5, I had 7.5, I had 6.5, I had 6 meter, and now I just don't need them. The biggest sail I own is a 5.3, but it's not even in my vehicle. The biggest sail in my vehicle is a 4.7 meter sail. Just don't really need anything bigger than that right now at this point in my career for what I'm doing. But it depends on what you're doing that you're going to have to decide on how big of a sail that you want.
So you can see from this chart how much my quiver has changed from 2010 to 2020. And if you want to look at it longer, just press pause on your video. But you'll see in 2020, my largest sail, the 5.3, is smaller than what my smallest sail was in 2010, which was the 5.8. And I don't even have the 5.3 in my vehicle at this point. This whole year, I've been mostly riding 4.7 to 2.7. And that's what I use for windsurf wave foiling and for regular windsurfing.
You know, for windsurf wave foiling, I can get going pretty good. When the wind's blowing 14 miles an hour, maybe with gusts of 16 miles an hour, I can get going real good on my 4.7. We're going to flag the sail out at that point. We're not really using the sail that much. We're using the board and the foil to surf on. You know, and we really need the industry to focus on smaller sails for us. There's not a lot of companies out there that are making 2.7 or 2.4 meter sails. And when the wind gets up to 30 miles an hour and you're windsurf wave foiling, that's what you want. You want a real small sail, just enough to get you to pop up on foil so that you can ride the waves back in. If you're going to stick with windsurf wave foiling or wind foiling with big foils, you could probably sell your big windsurfing sails. You're not going to end up using your 6.5, your 7.5, your 8.5 very much, especially if you're not going to do any free ride windsurfing or racing. So if you're going to windsurf wave foil, my opinion, sell your big sails. Use that money to buy a larger wing for your foil if you don't already have one. Use that money to buy a windsurf wave foiling board that planes real early so you can get up on foil right away and you won't need as big of a sail. Learn to rig your sails so that they're very open so you can get more power out of the small sails that you do have. If that's what you want to do, sell your big windsurfing sails. And you know, even for windsurf wave riding, I got rid of my big sails quite a while ago. Even for windsurf wave riding, the last 2 seasons, 5.3 was the biggest sail that I would ride. Now, the trade-off was that I had to be willing to drive further to get to locations where the wind was blowing, because I need at least 20 miles an hour to go on my 5.3 and my 85-liter wakeboard. So if you're willing to drive, even if you're going to continue to windsurf and you're not going to foil, if you're going to be willing to drive, you might consider getting rid of your windsurfing sails, especially those that are over 6 meters. Hey, let me know what you think. Are you still using your big windsurfing sails? If so, what are you using them for? Have you tried windsurf wave foiling? Are you doing any wind foiling with big foil wings? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, click the subscribe button. You'll get more videos like this. So if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the water.